Hello and welcome back to AI at Work. Today I'm going to start with a mystery that makes many people think there is an AI bubble and it will burst. There are two teams in an organization, both with the same access to the same data, to the same AI tools even, working on the same processes. Well, one team is moving much quicker than the other. While the other team is stuck in pilot, the other team already brings the AI tools to production and help them augment their work. No, there's a weird part. While the majority of the population are already using AI tools, and many of the knowledge workers, I think 75% of them saying they're using this for their work, there still is a huge gap, an adoption gap within organizations to actually apply them to problems and make them valuable at the workplace. Capgemini found that 93% of organizations are already exploring AI, but only a third of it, or maybe even less, have created something that is ready for production and delivers value by making teams quicker, making processes smoother, or helping to generate insights that feed into decisions. So when the real question is not about the tools, not about the access to data, the question is, okay, what is this all about? And I'm very grateful that I'm not alone here to answer this question, or only just can ask the question and it will be answered by my guest today. Seljuk Boydok, you've been a serial entrepreneur, you've been in consulting for a long time, you founded the AI Business School, tackling now the adoption problem, and that is at the core of that, or maybe at the core of that. Thank you very much for being here and talking about this with me.
A pleasure, and thank you very much for inviting me, Jakob.
Pleasure is on my end. The way we start into this podcast is always with three statements. Mm-hmm. They have a blank at the end, and I would like you to just finish them for me. You can say it in a word, in a short sentence, however you feel. And the first sentence we're going to go into is: AI adoption creates real business value only when it improves
personal productivity, which means that it makes you better, faster, and more efficient.
Personal productivity, and that's quick. Second one, most organizations struggle with AI because
most of their people, their leaders, managers, employees, are not really familiar with how AI works. It's only a minority that is capable of leveraging AI in an effective way.
So it's a challenge of making them familiar with AI. Mm-hmm. It's a new topic, so you cannot be familiar by nature with
Absolutely.
it. That's cool. Third statement. The most important thinking skill for building useful AI agents or AI solutions is
to really precisely, but also comprehensively formulate the tasks that they should perform for you.
Yes.
Also considering the constraints, the context, the rules that they should comply with, and similar things.
So it's being aware of context and then formalizing it in a way in natural language so it's understandable for a ChatGPT or whatever tool
to
you
effectively
want
delegate
the
task to them. Exactly.
So it's management skills maybe becoming more important.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. We're gonna tackle what kind of skills are important, what kind of human skills are becoming important with this technology shift. First of all, you were helping, or you are helping organizations driving adoption with AI tools, making people familiar with it. And we hear the term adoption a lot.
Yeah.
And the first thing I want to do with you is, like, what does adoption actually mean? Like, when can we say someone has adopted or an organization has adopted a new technology?
It means that people seamlessly integrate AI into their daily life, into their daily job routines, and are able to effectively leverage those tools to really become more productive, which means to become faster, more efficient, also better in terms of quality in what they are doing.
Okay, so there's a using aspect to it. So you need to actually apply the tools, but there's also an aspect to it that you're not just applying them and playing around with them, but using it in a manner to make you faster, make your output better. So you would say adoption is the process of familiarizing and integrating something new into daily working habits.
Yes. In day-to-day life.
Day-to-day life.
Yeah, to become a day-to-day habit, which leads to value, to an improvement, a significant improvement in what you're doing.
Okay. And when you think about organizations that are struggling with this kind of problem, how can you make your people building new habits, or how can you steer this from the outside? I think it's also some parts of it. So when I'm thinking about my personal habits and like whether I'm exercising or stuff like this, I'm full in control. and or not I'm full in control, but it's about me changing something if I want to run faster, for example. But within an organization, like what levers do they have to nudge their people in the direction of integrating AI in their daily work?
I mean, this is the biggest challenge and
Yes.
the biggest bottleneck, because there are plenty of technologies out there
Yes.
that are already good enough.
Yes.
And the technologies are literally becoming better by the day.
Yes.
But still, I would say 90% plus of the people, I call
Yeah.
them normal people,
Yeah.
people who are not technology enthusiasts,
Yes.
who have an intrinsic motivation for new technologies.
Yes.
90% of the people, the normal people, don't make regular and effective use of AI yet.
Yes.
And this is because it's new.
Yeah.
People feel overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And not everyone has the intrinsic motivation to learn about these new technologies. Keeping in mind that the development is also very fast.
Yes.
So we have to actively support them
Yes.
in really understanding how this works. And to motivate normal people, it is super important that they have to recognize that this is truly relevant for them.
Okay.
And we have found over the years that it's super important that you offer them with really, job-specific, role-specific trainings and adoption support, such that they understand there is a real connection to my personal reality.
Okay.
And secondly, we found that ideally you should even more so increase personalization
Yes.
in your support, because people are very different.
Yeah.
There are people who have already tried out AI.
Yeah.
There are people who have not tried it out once in a serious way yet.
Yeah.
There are people who have a management responsibility. There are people with different interest areas. So ideally, you take everyone by the hand and guide him or her along this training journey,
Yes.
and then help them in really seamlessly integrating AI into their daily job routines. And whatever you do, you also have to do that in an interactive way. So
Yes.
people, it's not enough to listen to an instructor or watch a video clip. People have to start to try it out, to exercise, to play around,
Experiment. Yes.
and make it a natural habit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Very, very interesting. So you're saying it's about motivation and finding what sticks with the people and what motivates them to implement something into the world, like personalization. Like the crux is how do you know what motivates them? Is there like a general? So I think when we can look into psychology, there are several ways we can find, but how do you make it personalized in the situation and in the organization?
It's a very good question.
Yeah.
I mean, over the course of the last 7 years,
Yes.
since we founded the AI Business School, we have tried out many different things.
Yes.
And worked literally day and night on exactly this challenge, how to
Yes.
solve this challenge and address this topic, how to get a lot of normal people become actively engaged in this AI journey. And people are very different and have different preferences.
Yes.
So ideally, we offer them different ways to get familiar with AI.
Okay.
But in any case, as mentioned before, it has to be really relevant. It has to be role-specific, interactive, personalized.
Yeah.
But people also have different interests. So some people prefer to be guided in a structured way.
Yes.
So for those people, we offer very structured, job-specific training journeys on different levels. Other people want customized things. So for them, we have developed agentic solutions for personalized learning. So
Yes.
they can just say, I'm interested in a specific topics. I have, let's say, 30 minutes or an hour. Please create
A curriculum.
a personalized course for me
Yes.
or a curriculum
Yes.
on a either beginner or intermediate or advanced level. And then it's created within a few minutes.
Yeah.
And they can go through this personalized learning experience. So to offer different ways to get familiar with AI, to be able to address different preferences, is a good way to reach out to many people with different personalities and different interests.
I totally agree with you. It's like a diversity of
Yes.
things that you need to have in place to make sure that you're also taking the diversity of people with you. It's interesting. You were saying that also the AI helps to personalize this and creates learning curriculums, and I totally see this.
Yes.
And people are already using ChatGPT, like which is the largest one out there, for learning in many different senses. While there still remains a challenge, because how I'm looking into, like you're saying, this is about educating people and taking
Yes.
them at the hand. there's also learning also means that you're stepping a little bit outside of your comfort zone,
Yes.
doing something that is not doesn't it feels new, it feels maybe a little bit exciting,
Yeah.
maybe you're a little bit afraid of it, and there needs to be like a balance between this feeling of excitement and anxiety, maybe when you go into detail, and feeling safe.
Mhm.
Do you what would be your take on that? Would you see this something we can solve when we have a diversity of problems, of solutions in place, like a guided learning journey, a learning agent? Or do you think there's something else needed that gets to understand where a person is and then tries to maximize the balance between pushing the people to something new while still keeping them safe and in an environment they know?
I believe we have to apply a hybrid approach.
Yes.
I believe in a digital-centric hybrid approach.
Yes.
Why hybrid? Because people need human touch points.
Yes.
Humans need human touch
Yes.
points because this is motivating.
Yes.
So they need live sessions, they need mentoring possibilities,
Yes.
they need collaboration within peer groups,
Yeah.
cohorts.
Yeah.
They need challenges, competitions,
Yeah.
the possibility to shine on stage,
Yes.
things like that. But on the other hand, I believe that we need digital platforms and tools.
Yeah.
And this is what we have developed over the years, because only with digital tools you can really make it scalable.
Yeah.
You can only by that achieve that people can continuously work with AI, be trained on AI, get adoption support. And you can only achieve by those kinds of tools that they really have a personalized experience with different alternatives.
Yes.
For example, and get guidance, but
Yes.
also very personalized guidance. An example is another agentic solution that we have developed, a personal prompting mentor.
Yeah.
So this is a prompting mentor that is always by your side.
Yes.
So you can always get advice on your prompts, how to improve that.
Get feedback.
You get feedback, you get suggestions, and how to refine and optimize your prompts. In a similar way, we have developed a personal agent building agent building mentor. So here you can get advice on how to effectively delegate tasks to agents or other AI solutions.
Yes.
So I think we have to apply a hybrid approach, motivating by human touch points, by social activities, but also providing with these new technology possibilities a 47 support that is very personalized to everyone, taking into consideration the personal preferences and the personal speed, the personal ambition level, and so forth. I think that's the state-of-the-art way to really mobilize a lot of people in a personalized way.
I 100% agree with you. Can you share how you ensure that those agents you've been talking about, the prompt agent, the learning agent, also the agent builder guide, how they ensure that they are reacting towards the user's current situation? So because I saw on a podcast from someone that was working on large language models, and he shared that they are pretty good at generating languages, but they're not yet so good at actually getting the context of the user without the user, as you mentioned in your first answer, being very comprehensive about their situation. Have you any techniques in place that help with that, or?
Yes, I mean, I should maybe, Jakob, I should also say that, I mean, we have always been an AI company since we have been founded, but the AI models and technologies have become so powerful over time that a year ago we decided to completely change our own product development and software development process and make it really become an AI first process. And this is no exaggeration. This increased our product development speed and quality by a factor of 10.
Oh wow.
We became 10 times faster because we were able to leverage the strength of these technologies. And one of the tools that we have created with this new approach is an agent building mentor. So this agent building mentor guides you, even if you're not experienced at all in formulating business requirements, in refining a business problem or a business idea. It guides you step by step and leads you to a very comprehensive and precise business specification and requirement
Yes.
that you can also use to feed an AI tool, for example, an agentic tool.
Yes.
And this guidance is based on questions to you, but it's a structured process.
Yes.
And so it is an interactive process. But if you are a normal person, not an expert in how to design AI solutions or really, precisely describe agent instructions and problems, it guides you and you come up with quite a good or even perfect description.
Yes.
And that increases your personal productivity and also the productivity of an organization. And you can even connect that to a agentic creator tool, which then automatically would create the prototype.
Yes.
At least the prototype.
And then you can iterate on the prototype and not just have a back and forth with questions and text, but also with an application next to it. It's really cool. It reminds me of a project we've done with a client where we're also looking at their form intakes for getting access to any technology. And it reminded me this forms, many people don't know how to fill those fields because they don't know what the words mean, what they are asking for. And with a guided agent like this, you can get around this because you can ask the user a question, and if it doesn't know, the user can say, I don't know, please explain, and explains the question, so you can go back or forth depending on who the user is. So that's pretty cool.
And that reduces the uncertainty, or that reduces negative things like hallucinations, because it's an interactive joint journey. The agent supports you, the AI supports you in this process. There is a structure, but the agent, the mentor, reacts to what you are saying and requesting, but is helping you in refining it and then asking you, does that make sense? And you give guidance and then asking additional questions. How often will the solution be used? Who's going to use it? Will that be people who are technically competent, or will these be normal business users?
What data sources are needed?
How expensive should the solution be?
Exactly.
Do you need it now, or do you have some time, etc.?
Yes.
And then it guides you through this process and also recommends to you the ideal solution design among different options. But it's an interactive process, and that ensures that it's not it's not going in the wrong direction.
Yes, and this reminds me also about the adoption problem we've been talking about. You said you need to make it interactive, and large language models, this technology, at its core, it's interactive.
Exactly.
So which makes it a little bit easier maybe on the adoption side. I'm also now coming back to one of the first things you said. Now you talked about having the agent guiding the human towards learning something new, like, for example, building an agent. But you also said one of the most important skills will be for people to manage agents, large language models, and AI, and being able to write down what they want in a comprehensive and detailed way. Are there other skills that you see, other human capabilities that you see becoming more and more important when we have such powerful technology as AI at our hands?
I would say my answer will be based on the observation that AI technologies are increasingly getting better in executing tasks. And in some domains, they are already today better, or even much better than a human. For example, in software development. That was the reason for our transformation in our product development process. So in certain domains, already AI is much faster, much better in terms of quality, is much more consistent in execution. And as you say, that's why it is becoming more important that we as humans don't focus on executing things anymore, but rather focus on the skill how to delegate things to these virtual team members, to agent colleagues. And here there are two universal skills that we need. I think everyone needs those two universal skills, of course, in different levels of maturity and sophistication. One is prompting, effective prompting. That means the new way of interacting and communicating with AI solutions, machines, and software, with your own words and your natural language, avoiding misunderstandings. The second universal skill that everyone needs is I would call it agent building. But you can say, delegating tasks to more sophisticated tasks to agents,
Okay.
which requires, compared to normal prompting,
Yeah.
more contextual information,
Okay.
describing the big picture,
Uh-huh.
the rules, standards to comply with. So these are two universal skills. And coming from those skills and broadening the scope, I think it becomes increasingly important to understand as a human the big picture,
Okay.
the relations, the connections. It will be increasingly difficult for people who are just focused on executing tasks, saying, tell me what to do and I will do that. This is losing importance. Whereas people who understand the context and based on that can shape the big picture, prioritize things, and then delegate tasks to either humans or machines, that is becoming more important. And of course, that also requires, when delegating, to understand the limitations, the possible risks, to be able to question the outcomes. Actually, AI is much more similar to humans than most of us would like to believe.
Interesting.
Similar to humans, AI as well is sometimes wrong,
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
is sometimes lying to us, is sometimes coming up with wrong results and outcomes. But this is also true for humans. And as we do with humans, we also have to apply critical thinking, of course, to the outcome of AI. So we have to challenge things, especially when it's about sensitive areas. So these are all, I think, skills that are gaining importance. And on a different level, of course, core human skills, social skills, etc., will remain important, because the machines can simulate empathy, to a certain extent, replace empathy, but real social empathy and social behavior will hopefully not be taken over by machines in the foreseeable future. So these things will remain important, of course. But I think the big message is, if you're positioning yourself today by just saying, tell me what to do and I will execute the task, especially if it's more an office task than a task in the physical world, this will probably be replaced very, very fast by AI technologies.
It's an interesting take. Do you, like, from the people working in organizations, do you have, I don't know, it's maybe just guessing, but in my feeling, there are more people executing tasks than people are thinking about what is important, what is the task, what should we do, what is the bigger picture we are fitting in, and there are more people on the executing end. So do you see not just an adoption to a technology happening that should happen in an organization, but like a reskilling of people from thinking about, okay, how do I execute this, to, okay, what is the bigger picture? What are the ethics behind this? What are the rules? What are the players? Who do I need to connect to? So do you see this as another adoption journey within organizations that should happen to comprehend this technology?
It's not just about using tools. It's a complete change in behavior.
Yes.
A change in the success factors, future success factors, personal and organizational success factors. So this requires a lot of change, behavioral change, organizational change, a shift in priorities. And this is also what concerns me, to be honest, because I completely agree with you. I think there are a lot of people who primarily define themselves in terms of, I'm good at executing something. And especially in an office environment, this is dangerous, because as mentioned before, increasingly AI is much, much better, faster, more efficient, and also more consistent in executing tasks. And I mean, this is the reason why we became 10 times faster and better in our product development process, because you can ask AI to, right from the beginning, build in all the compliance
things that you would need to have, documentation, for example,
security things, and exactly. It's rigorously documenting things, and most people wouldn't like to document it as vigorously. So, and it's so fast, and that's really, we have to accept that in execution, whether we like it or not, even if it is frightening sometimes, AI is super strong. And so the question is, to what extent can we reskill people? And I think we can reskill a lot of people, but probably there will also be people who are not able to do that. And I think that's the concerning part in terms of social risks that we will face, whether we like it or not.
I totally agree, and we spoke about the social risk in a different conversation. So I don't want to go that deep into this. Maybe we can do it later. But I want to stay with the reskilling.
Yeah.
How do you have in mind how, besides the things that you already mentioned on how you can educate people and how you can take them with you, maybe more concrete, how would you have someone change their thinking about tasks to thinking about what is important? What are the tasks? What should be do? What should be done here? What are like the keywords that you would give to people to read about or to build habits in, to go towards this direction?
So the way we practically apply that is that when we're taking thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of people in a large organization onto this journey, this training and adoption journey, is that we, first of all, depending on the on the current understanding, if this is a person still on a starter or beginner level, we try to make this person familiar as fast as possible with the basic concepts of AI. Make this person become familiar with the new opportunities opened up AI, but also with the basic limitations and risks. Make this person familiar with the basics of effective prompting, as well as delegation, agent instruction of more complex tasks. And that should already be enough critical information for this person to start to reflect and think about it.
Okay.
Throughout the day. If you make observations, so we try to stimulate the thinking and reflection of a person. And we can then observe that some people automatically change their behavior. And we can measure the performance of individuals. So there are front runners who change their thinking very fast and start to apply this, not only in terms of applying standard productivity tools like Copilot, etc., but also in finding ideas, company-specific, organization-specific use case ideas, building first prototypes, sharing this with their company, with their employer. And then on the other side of the spectrum, there are people, and we can observe that, who completely resist that change. And then there are different segments in between. And I think it's super important to manage this change across an entire organization, across a workforce, in a very structured and transparent way. And accept that there will be different segments. And our mission has to be to mobilize as many people as possible to become an active part of this change. But we also have to accept that there will always be a percentage of people who will resist or who will not be able to do so. But I think, coming back to your question, giving everyone a critical understanding across all relevant dimensions automatically leads
to a change in thinking.
To a change in thinking, reflection, and a translation into real action. But not in the same way for everyone, right? So there is like a normal curve. And I think this is a typical reality of every kind of change.
Okay, interesting. Well, just for me, when I would listen to this, I would be thinking, okay, how can I make sure I'm part of the active population in that sense? And maybe listening to this, you already are because you're interested into the field. But from your point of view, from your experience, what is the difference? Can you find any differences between the people resisting to AI adoption in that sense and the people not, without stigmatizing here, just to see what are the shared traits or characteristics of this type of population within an organization?
Well, it's a very good question. I mean, we have observed hundreds of thousands of different people, different age groups, different job roles, different hierarchy levels, and all the other characteristics. And we are in the process to better understand whether there are compelling correlations. My personal impression so far is that there is not a clear profile.
Yes.
It has very much to do with the personality. I don't see a strict correlation to age, for example.
Yes.
You would think that someone in his 50s
yes.
would be less adaptive.
We haven't found that as well. Yeah.
And I don't see that.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
I can describe to you, for example, an HR executive that impressed me with his skills and never having done that before. That he suddenly created a number of agentic solutions for
Yes,
HR
yes.
himself within a few months.
Oh, wow.
And a guy who was in his mid 50s, and this is very typical. So therefore, I'm always recommending companies and organizations to reach out to everyone, give everyone the chance to be part of it. Don't just focus on a small elite group of people.
Yes.
AI is also about
Democratize it.
democratization
Yeah, Yes.
of technologies,
Yeah.
of powerful technologies. So
Yes.
give everyone the chance and then observe and measure
Yeah.
and try to understand who are the front runners that we should promote as our future multipliers and change
Yes.
agents.
Yes.
Who are the people who resist? How can we better mobilize all the segments in between? I think this is super important. It's not necessarily about the usual suspects, the top talents that we knew from the past. This is a new playing field.
Yes.
And if you give them the chance, new people will shine. So that's the beauty about it.
Yes.
Because this is like a new game. And so finding new talents, supporting them,
Yes.
creating new role models, and trying to mobilize as many as possible to become active, I think that's the recipe for success.
I agree with you. And I see same behaviors happening in the organizations that we work with. It's not a matter of age. It's not a matter of role. What we sometimes hear, it's like resources. So when there's a feeling of don't having the time to attend to a training, don't having the time to experiment, I think there's an easy way of getting those people, telling them you save time applying those tools, and this works as a motivator. Other things I was thinking while you were speaking is this personality of caring and taking responsibility, which connects it again to like the leaders and managers. They might not have it so hard to adapt to this because they're already like they're caring for a team, they're caring for a product. They are thinking about us how we can make this move, how we can make the team happy if you are a good leader. And I think they adapt quite quickly, while other people that feel like they don't have the resources, or maybe it's my psychology brain speaking to this because I studied it, and I saw people that don't feel they have the resources, they don't care as much, they don't take so much responsibility, and they quicker feel overwhelmed. Is this something you see as well, and are there levers for organization to help with something like this? Or
I mean, you're right in saying that good managers should have less problems in adapting, in getting it, used to this new world, because it's the skill of managing people and agents that remains very important, or even a skill that gains importance in the future. But we have to be aware of the fact that not every manager or leader is equally good in really managing and delegating, right? So putting that aside, in addition to that, there is another aspect that we can observe that, again, there are very different attitudes of managers and leaders. Generally speaking, there is a tendency that there is a larger share of managers and leaders taking less time for these kinds of trainings and programs, right? So it is often harder to mobilize an equal share because they have like more reasons, I would say excuses, not to invest enough time in that. And they should, because it's important that they change their behavior and get adjusted to not only managing human teams, but also hybrid teams of humans and machines. And in addition to that, I mean, they are the ones who also have to take the key decisions for the entire organization. So it's super important that leaders and managers spend sufficient time on educating themselves and really understanding how this works, because they are the most influential and most important
they can
multipliers.
be a huge lever.
Yeah.
They can be a huge lever for the whole organization.
Yeah.
So I see that activating the managers and leaders is a key thing in change management. It's a key thing on creating role models that people look up to and then also want to change their behavior.
Yeah.
You've been talking already about some social factors that come to this, some risks that you see. I think we touched on what individuals can do. They should learn prompting. They should learn taking the bigger picture, applying critical thinking, all of those things, investing in empathy and maybe connection to other people. We talked about the organization and giving like diverse methods of taking people on their journey. Now, I would be interested to go into the bigger picture with you on a society. How should we react to this change? Like, I see big effects on education because training people from the beginning on to think differently could be a core benefit for them in the future world. And there's many other things, like you said, people might not adapting to this change. How should we deal with them in a society? Do you have any thoughts you want to share here? Any problem fields that you see?
Yeah, I think firstly I would like to say that overall it's largely underestimated how dramatic the impact of AI will be. Most people and most societies underestimate the impact and the speed of the impact. And that's concerning.
Yes.
Because whether we like it or not,
Yes.
whether we are skeptical or not,
Yes.
the world is reinvented and literally across almost all areas. That's why I always described also this personal experience of, as a tech company operating out of Switzerland, becoming 10 times faster and better within a year in your product development, our core process.
Yes.
This is dramatic. This is a dramatic change.
Yes.
It means that we can, within a year, launch 10 times more innovations.
Yes.
How can a competitor that is still working in a traditional way compete with that speed? And this is just a small example, but it's typical. The world is reinvented. And the good thing about it is that if you make use of it, you can conquer a piece of this new world.
Yes.
Whether you are an individual, a small team, a small startup, or whether you're a big company, the world is reinvented. And this is true for all domains. And this is also true for the education sector, obviously. Unfortunately, the education sector has not reinvented itself for many decades. So this is true for schools as well as for universities. Overall, they are still applying the same approach that was applied 100 years ago. And that will become totally unfeasible. And that's a problem.
Do you see, sorry for jumping in there, but you built like an adoption, a learning platform, and you said the productivity within your team in developing this is pretty quick because of AI tools. And there are so many use cases for learning with this new technology coming to the place. Do you see this as a like a pocket of innovation where new players can create new university-like systems in the future where learning happens? I think universities, academia is also about certificates and research, much more than just learning, but also on the school side. So do you see an opportunity for like startups or people that are just interested in how to make the best learning experience happening?
It's inevitable.
Yes.
But the reason why this is slowed down is because of state regulation. And still the value of brands, right? So to have a diploma of a certain university is still valued in society, whereby, as mentioned before, society still underestimates the relevance of this new world, right? And there will be a tipping point where the perception changes, and the moment the perception changes, everything will break apart in a way, and that will open up opportunities for new players, new models. But I think the more we delay this, the worse it is, because we are educating our young people, our young talents in the wrong way. And
Yes.
we continue to do so because we're maintaining the same incentives. We're saying, you know, if you have a diploma of this school or university, you will be a valuable member of the future workforce. In most cases, this is not correct anymore.
Yeah.
This is, in a way, it's a lie.
Yeah.
We're lying to ourselves.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, this bubble will burst. The sooner we change it, it would be better. So I think it's a dilemma, but universities and schools are still, especially in a country like Switzerland, well-funded.
Yes.
They act within their comfort zones.
Yeah.
They have very good reputations.
Yeah.
So no need and no pressure to change very quickly.
And everybody in change management knows that you need to have a sense of urgency to induce any change.
And an incentive.
And an incentive, I agree. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's interesting how you're thinking about this. You're thinking not just on an individual or an organizational or on a society level. Your thoughts are always about, okay, how can we move it? How can we bring this new technology in? And how can we make change happening? I think it's pretty cool. I like that very much. I like that kind of thinking. Is there any last words that you would want to share with whoever's listening to us, making this change for themselves, for their family, their business, or their project happening?
Well, as someone who has been dealing with AI for many years, and literally day and night, I can honestly say that there are super exciting aspects.
Yes.
And there are also concerning and frightening aspects.
Mm-hmm.
However, this is happening anyway. Whether you are concerned or not, like many things in life and many things in our world. So I would encourage everyone to invest in your personal skills in order not to be left behind. Because if you remain illiterate, you will not be able to be part of this, to shape it. You will be among like the victims, manipulated by others, misused by others.
Yes.
So invest in your personal skills, invest in the skills of your children, and be among the active shapers of our joint tomorrow. And hopefully it will be a better future.
Yes.
Despite all the risks and concerns, but putting your head in the sand is no option.
Yes, totally agree. I want to add one last thing.
Please.
Invest in your employees as an organization.
Of course.
Because this learning is also very important. And you mentioned at the beginning there are many things you can do and you should do if you want to bring AI adoption to your organization. Selçuk, I thank you very much for your time, for this very, very awesome talk. And thank you for listening to AI at Work. I hope you're staying around when we are talking about AI and how we can bring this to organizations, to people, and to the world next time. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you, Selçuk.